But you see, getting your ideal customers, it's not just about marketing. It's not just about paid advertisement. It's not just about content creation. Being able to get your ideal customers means you have to become a brand. I want you to stay with me carefully on this one because many people have misconception about what a brand is. Listen, your brand is not your dress. Your brand is not your colors. Your brand is not your logo. Your brand is not whatever the heck it is that you think you have. There is only one definition of what a brand is. In a simple language, a brand is the feelings, the perception that customers have of your product. Period. Ooh, you get that? A brand is the feeling, the perception that customers have of your product. That's all. So, in order for you to really get your ideal customers and build a sustainable business, you need to, from day one, be a brand. That's the deal. You need to be a brand because that is how you stand out. So, if I mention a company like Apple, what comes to your mind? Apple. You know quality. You know the best of the best. Why do you think people have to queue for weeks when Apple is about to make new product announcements? Why do you think people flood it around? It's because Apple is a brand. It's not because of the Apple logo behind the uh, device. No, that's not what people are buying. People are buying that emotion. People are buying that status. People are buying that feeling of excitement, feeling of accomplishment when they buy Apple products. So the question is, can you create something like that? Can you become a brand? The answer is yes, you can become a brand. And this is not just about, oh, marketing. It's not just about content creation. You must create the feeling. But the question is, why should you become a brand generally? Apart from the fact that, yes, you'll be able to get your ideal customers, why should you become a brand? Let me share this with you. It's because of the law of persuasion. You see, persuasion is the ability to influence the thoughts and actions through specific strategies. You see, the only way you can remember, I told you earlier that marketing has to do with three things: creating awareness, educating people, and persuading them to buy your product. The only way that you can get people to buy your product is to touch their emotions, is to touch their thoughts, is to touch their feelings. When people use your product or experience you, it must go to the core of their heart. If it doesn't, they won't buy from you. Because unless you're able to influence their emotions, influence their thought processes, they cannot take any action to buy from you. That is why you need to become a brand. So you can make noise on social media, advertising, 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 but people will not come and buy. You can be creating content on social media, content, 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 content. People will not still buy if you're not able to influence their emotions. It's because of the law of persuasion. Because you have to be able to persuade them so that they can take an action and come and buy from you. Now, in persuading people, this is why you have to become a brand. Because of six things generally. One, the law of reciprocity. You see, in general, people try to repay what they have received from others. The reason why I asked you or told you earlier to create content online, it's because of the law of reciprocity. You see, when people's life are transformed through your products, through what you do, through an advice that you have given them, they become indebted to you and they begin to share about what you do. Now, although they may not have the money to buy, they will tell other people about your product. That is the brand. That is the feeling. That is the influence that you want. So I've had people, they are like, oh, I watched your video on YouTube and I was I took the advice and I wrote my exam and I passed. And this time around, I want to study under your mentorship. Or somebody will be like, okay, my wife told me about you. She said that you are really good. And myself, I've watched some of your videos and I think you are good. So that is why I'm here. I want to study with you. It's called the law of reciprocity, because when people have watched you over and over again, you have provided them value and transform their lives in a way, they now become indebted to you and they will not have any option than to pay you back. That is the reason you need to become a brand, so that you can influence that emotion and that action at the end of the day. Number two, the law of commitment and consistency. Listen to me carefully. If you want to become a brand, you have to be consistent. Your message has to be one, and you have to be committed at the end of the day. You cannot today say this, tomorrow do that. You cannot do this today, do this tomorrow. You need to be consistent. If you are committed to building a business that is going to be living beyond yourself, because you have to be able to have a transgenerational business, then you must be committed and you must be consistent in your strategies, in your policies, in your decisions, and never slag behind thinking that, okay, at this time I've reached this point, I am making X amount of money, so I can relax and do whatever the heck I want. No. You must be committed, you must be consistent, because your audience will always see when there is a change in what you are doing. And if you are committed, you are consistent, you continuously improve upon what you're doing, you'll be able to attract more people, create that feeling of belongingness, and people will definitely come for you. Now, the next thing is the law of authority. You see, you must be perceived by your customers and all people around you that you are somebody who know what you are doing and also understand their needs. That is what it means to be an authority. If you want to become a brand, then you need to be an authority. What does that mean? Being an authority could mean having books. I write a lot of books. I've already published 19 books also as at this point of my career. And I don't write books necessarily because I want to make money, even though I make some money from my books. I write my books because I want to be an authority. So when people see my books on display, people are using the books, or they come to my class, I'm lecturing right from my book, and these are available on Amazon globally and they can be obtained by everybody. It increases my authority level, and people are like, yeah, this guy knows what he is doing. Why? Because I have my own book, and it is not just any miserable pamphlet. It is a well structured, well thought through book that is very practical to ensure that you study, go in there and pass your examination, even just by yourself. So, whatever it is that you are doing, your customers must perceive you as an authority. Now, you don't have to be a big company to be an authority. It's all about strategy. Maybe you want to start a certain business. You can write an ebook, put something down. The things that I was mentioning earlier that you can create or use in a video, you can put it in a simple PDF, 5-page or 6-page book. It should be a free PDF. Then you can share it to people. All you will need is their email address, so that later on you can share them some other product links or share them some further information to help them live comfortable life. That is being an authority, because when you become an authority, you provide solution to your customers, and your customers feel you know their pain, you understand them better, and guess what? They will come and buy from you. Then the final thing that you need to do in order to help you to build that brand and arouse that feeling around you from your customers is the law of social proof. What people say about you online, about your product, is very important, and that will incite a lot of other great feelings from people to be able to come and buy your product.